Hi, Tara here. I am hopping along with Misty over at Crafty Soup. She is celebrating 2,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. That's really awesome. Congratulations, Misty. She is also having a giveaway. There will be some information in the description below my video, but let's talk about what she asked us to create. First of all, she asked us to either create a general celebration theme, or use one of her free cut files from her website. I will link those below, or use one of her free sketches from her website, which I will also link below. I chose to use a cut file. She was kind enough to make this where I could cut it out with my basic Cameo software. I don't have the Design Studio or Studio Design, whatever they call their Premiere software. I am not into creating my own cut files, so I just download stuff from other people, typically from the Silhouette Studio Design store. So I'm also going to be using my January CKC kit. This piece of paper was in my kit. It's a pink fresh studio paper from their My Favorite Story. I'm actually going to use the A side, although in my kit I put it in there for that pink side. But I think that these photos will look much better on that background with these papers. So I'm going to use these little bits and scraps to back these cut files. I'm going to do this off camera. I'm sure you all know how to back a cut file, so I'm not going to bore you with the details of that, and I'll come back with those completed in a little bit, and we'll build my layout from there. So see you in a second. I decided to go ahead and mat my photos onto some white cardstock to make them pop a little bit against that periwinkle blue background that I'm using as the base for my layout. This particular piece of white cardstock is just a scrap from the journaling that I had pre-printed before I recorded. My daughter is being silly in these photos. She didn't really want me to take her photo, so she gave me a goofy expression and I snapped a picture. That's just how I roll. My goal this month is to make sure that I use up the scraps of my CKC kit as I go, rather than having a large pile at the end of the month. So not only did I back the cut files off camera, I also went ahead and did some hand stitching off camera. Hand stitching is one of my favorite things to create dimension on my layouts, and I tend to do it quite often. This is only the second layout I've added stitching to this month. It's probably a miracle. So when I hand stitch an element that is not already stuck down to my base page, I make sure that I put the liquid adhesive on the stitches. Otherwise, you run the risk of it not sticking to your base page. I love adding stitches to elements and then adding them to my base page, because stitching not only gives it a little bit more of dimension, but adding it before you glue it down almost mimics having fun foam behind the element as well. I also showed you some stamped flowers that I'm going to use in this layout. These stamped images I created one day last week using some Pink Fresh Studio stamps, stencils, and dies, plus their inks. I created them to match this month's kit with some pink and yellow. This layout does not have very much yellow in it, and in fact I believe it is the flowers that adds the yellow in, but that's okay. They still work really well for layering behind my photos and the elements on this layout. I am beginning to put all of the little bits and pieces on my layout where I want them to go. I had already typed out my journaling and cut them into 1/4 inch strips and put them on foam adhesive before recording. I had chosen some stars from my CKC kit. I'm still trying to use up this Felicity Jane alpha that I purchased during their Black Friday sale. I'm getting really close to using as much of it as I possibly can. I also have some enamel hearts. They're metal with enamel in the recess, kind of like a charm. They're from Freckled Fawn, as well as that Freckled Fawn chipboard phrase. So now I'm going to bring in those stamped floral images that I created, and I'm going to surround that cut file with these floral images. I'm just going to kind of decide where I want everything to go, and then off camera I will glue down all of the pieces, add fun foam behind a couple of the elements. Like the top photo is going to need a little bit of fun foam, and I think I put a little bit of fun foam behind the bottom photo on the edge as well. As I was gluing down the flowers, I flipped up the top so that there's a little bit of dimension that way, tucking them, bringing some of the flowers above the cut file as well. I want to congratulate Misty again over at Crafty Soup for getting 2,000 subscribers. Thank you for inviting me to participate in your hop. I hope that everyone who hops along has as much fun as I did creating a layout for this hop, and I want to thank you for stopping by my channel today. Have a great day. If you liked my video, please put a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I love to interact with all of my subscribers. Bye.